there's a lot you can learn about a person from a hand-to-hand fight. A respectful close-quarters duel between two fighters of similar skill. Even when one falls, they bow in respect. Because in a respectful duel, it's never about winning. Santa was that kind of man. He was a friend, and I look up to all he has done for all of us. I lost in that duel with him, and that drives me to become stronger. I will work, and one day I will make it up to him.
Cute. But your false sentiments mean nothing now. You're grasping at straws if you think you can sway opinions with that performance. None of your accusations directly apply to me.
You dropped that doll outside the window.
So could Crass.
You placed the key in that doll.
So could Crass.
You grabbed Santa from the back and dropped him.
So could Crass.
You left the crime scene alone early.
You honestly believe I'm that dim-witted?
All of this seems rather fishy. There's something here he wouldn't need to do.
None of your accusations directly apply to me.
You dropped that doll outside the window.
So could Crass.
You placed the key in that doll.
So could Crass.
You grabbed Santa from the back and dropped him.
So could Crass.
You left the crime scene alone early.
You honestly believe I'm that dim-witted?
All of this seems rather fishy. There's something here he wouldn't need to do.
None of your accusations directly apply to me.
You dropped that doll outside the window.
So could Crass.
You placed the key in that doll.
So could Crass.
You grabbed Santa from the back and dropped him.
So could...
No, that's wrong! This whole time you were hoping we wouldn't notice. You have a way with your words, and you're very much a quick thinker. But you knew from the start we had the ability to find you out. You are correct about one thing. Everything you did, Crass could have done too. However, Crass had no need to do any of that. You are small, far smaller than the rest of us. You told us yourself that you have no reliable way to wield a weapon, but Crass does. All around the school is a multitude of different possible weapons. Heck, Crass could have even built his own. So why would he choose flying Santa up as his method of murder?
To frame me.
Oh, come on! Oh, Celestia, you of all people should know that's an impossibility, as up until this very trial, Crass didn't know you could lift Santa up at all. You're the only one who would choose this method of murder. Princess Celestia, you killed Santa Claus! What now?
Feeble! You're so feeble! After so much deliberation and false accusations, you completely forgot. I had no way of knowing Santa would be alone in that room.
What? That's not true! I know that's not true!
You said yourself that Santa, Scott, John, and Jake were the only ones who knew that meeting was occurring in that room. How could I kill Santa if I didn't even know where he was?
Celestia. There's one person in this room who can prove your guilt once and for all.
An impossible feat! Don't bother lying to my face!
You're the only one!
When was the last time we saw Santa alive?
I saw him at breakfast at 10 a.m. We all saw him at 10, you doof.
I saw him enter the science lab at 11:15, and the magma was with me.
I am Princess Celestia.
Oh, and I guess Celestia was with us too.
Kras has already stated that there's no way Celestia wouldn't know Santa was in that room. However, Celestia of course passed that off as Kras telling tall tales. But we have someone else who also saw Santa enter that room with them. Mamogma. All we need is your confirmation. Was Celestia with you when you saw Santa enter the science lab? And that settles it.
No! I refuse to accept this! Your testimony is inadmissible! My word is final! I am Princess Celestia! I am Princess Celestia! Oh, my hair looks beautiful! My barrettes look so pretty! You're my best friend! You're my best friend! You're my best friend!
Viva, I think it's time to put the nail in her coffin. Gladly. Now then, Celestia, here's everything that happened in this case. Everything began with a fortuitous moment. At 11:15, the killer, along with Kras and Mamogma, spotted Santa entering an isolated room, the science lab on the second floor of this building. Knowing Santa was alone, the killer then immediately went to action, setting up their murder plan. First, stealing a toy from Kras, so that he can later be framed for the crime. Next, the killer went outside and flew up with this toy, dropping it outside Santa's window. This alerted Santa, the sound being loud enough and the window being completely open. Truth be told, Santa was in this room for a meeting, one set up for 12 p.m. But through curiosity and 45 minutes of free time, he went outside to check out on it anyway. Santa's movement would be predictable with nobody around, and his eyes set on the prize, so the killer merely had to hide around a corner and make their strike with his back turned. He was lifted up into the air, and the instant he was grabbed, he was basically already dead. This could only be done by flight, meaning the killer had to have wings. One fatal drop later, it was up to the killer to cover up their crime. Of course, being spotted right now would be devastating, so they needed to be quick. Sometime during this rush, the key to the science lab, that of which was in Santa's possession, was doused in his blood. It was also placed in the now container-like broken doll, likely for travel purposes. A small key like that could be easily lost otherwise, especially if you have no pockets. When these were rushed to the science lab, the body and the doll weren't touched again. This is because the killer, who then locked up the room from the inside, believed nobody would stumble upon the body, at least not for the next few hours. The body was in an obscure locked room after all. Therefore, no cover-up job was made to frame a false murderer. The killer then blended themselves into the cafeteria. Nobody noticed them entering. They were now going to spend the next few hours thinking, planning how they were going to frame Kras, their intended target. Then 11:55 rolled around. The meeting was about to start in the science lab, and Scott was about to attend. Of course, the door was locked, and Scott likewise thought maybe the meeting was called off. But not 5 minutes later, John and Jake showed up, and if Jake wasn't the one to touch the lock, the body would never have been found, as his strength accidentally broke the lock. He and John discovered the body, calling the rest of us over. By this time, any plan to frame Kras was over. You might be wondering why a murder was played out in such an odd way, why the murderer had to send Santa outside to execute his plan. This is because they were small, far smaller than the rest of us, and this was the only murder method they had open. Isn't that right, Princess Celestia?
Very well. I concede I was the culprit.
Wow.
What an interesting turn of events.
Is that so? Well, I'm curious. Why do it?
Santa delivers many a toy to children. I see them come, I see them go. It's always about delivering all those toys. But he refused to deliver me.
What?
He did tell me why, but I refused to accept his answer. He told me I was a misrepresentation, that the children deserved better.
Well, he's not wrong. You're not very accurate.
Yeah, I mean, those wings.
Those colors.
The eyes. That posture.
And especially those quotes. Princess Celestia would never say those kinds of things.
It's almost like whoever designed you knew nothing about the original character.
That's just the kind of man he was. It's called creative integrity. That's something Santa had in spades. Even to his final day, he refused to let his friends down. I respect him. I respect him and everything he's done to all the children around the world. And I declare, here and now, that I will follow in his footsteps. I will do what I can to make it up to him. On the next 25th of December, all around the world it will be a happy Christmas.
Alright, that's enough of that. Now then, have you all decided on who you think the killer is?
That we have.
Good, and congratulations, you're all correct. And you know what that means? It means it's time for your execution.
Very well. I competed in this battle, and I lost. I accept whatever it is you have for me.
Righto. Now then, Princess Celestia, for you I have prepared a very special punishment. It's time to have some fun. I bid you adieu.
Wow.